remember when I was a young child, maybe 10 years old, I used to go outside. I played outside almost every day. I used to play outside until my mom made me come back home when the street lights came on. And sometimes I would even come back then. I used to love playing outside. That's what I love to do. My brother, on the other hand, who just turned 18, maybe played outside 5 times his whole life. Very rarely. He would much rather stay inside, play on the Xbox, be on his phone. Never liked being outside. Today I'm going to inform you about how modern technology is affecting our youth. One of the big things that the youth is now looking at are these fitness influencers, these other influencers that are honestly using Photoshop to alter their body image and make them look different than what they look like in real life. The youth is now comparing themselves to these influencers, wanting to be like them. They're wanting to achieve a goal that is unattainable. They want to look like them, yet they don't realize that they are using Photoshop to enhance features on their body, slim down their waist, make them look different than what they are. Dr. Joshua Isuri said that 95% of the youth have smartphones. That is a huge number. And that's just smartphones. How many of the youth have access to computers, tablets, gaming consoles, all that? Almost every child in the United States has access to technology to look at all these different things. Whenever the youth is now comparing themselves to these unachievable body goals or anything about these influencers that is unachievable, this could lead to depression. This could lead to mental health issues. They're striving to be like these influencers, people they look up to, but they don't realize that they can't get that way without Photoshop or some altering image device. Like I said, this can ultimately lead to mental health issues such as depression, which has been rising in today's youth. Another big thing is social skills. My brother, for example, has horrible social skills. He will answer their phone saying, "What do you want?" Or he will just answer and stay quiet. The National Library of Medicine said that teens spend about 6.5 hours a day on screen time, while tweens spend about 4.5 hours a day on screen time. That is probably more than half the day on screen time. And then if you think about it, when they're at school, a lot of schools have gone to technology textbooks. Paper textbooks are very rarely being used. So these children are constantly on some sort of screen, some sort of device. Another big thing is obesity with the youth. Because the youth is not getting outside, playing, riding bikes with friends, walking around, they are strictly sitting inside, playing on their games, scrolling through social media on their phones, and getting no exercise. Obesity has been a big rising problem for today's youth in America. The CDC predicted 19.7% of the youth population in America is obese. Another very big factor of technology on today's youth is cyberbullying. 40% of the youth have reported being cyberbullied. Cyberbullying is easy for other children to do because they are not having a face-to-face interaction with someone. It's easy to type something behind the screen. It's easy to say things over a screen that you wouldn't say in person. This is also leading to fake accounts being made to make fun of another child. In extreme cases, this could lead to suicide. Suicide in the youth is also on an increased number than prior years before. There are numerous problems with today's youth and the interaction with technology. Whether it's body image, mental health, obesity, social skills, or cyberbullying. All this together is a very huge problem with today's youth. If technology wasn't so present as it is now, do you think that our youth today would be encountering all these problems? Do you think that if our youth still had to go ride or bike to a friend's house to talk to them, that the obesity might be lower? If I couldn't sit behind a screen and say mean things to someone, could the mental health be better than it is now? If I wasn't comparing myself, and the children weren't comparing themselves to other influencers and their body types, do you think depression would be lower than it is now? I'm gonna leave you with one question. If you have children, will you give them access to technology at a young age? Will you teach them about the dangers of technology?